I would like to invite you to turn to part 4 in the resource book. It's the one with the little label on the side if you have a resource book. This is a visual picture, I hope not overstimulating, of all of the phonograms that are included in the early childhood phonogram series. And then if you'll turn the page, these are the sum total of the elementary phonograms. A phonogram is 2 letters when joined together form a brand new sound different from the parent sound. So if we have the T and the H separately, it's pronounced T and H, and together it's pronounced F. Every language in the world has its nuance of putting sounds together that make a different sound. English, on the other hand, is laden with difficulties. We are laden with difficulties. So our job is it's not that it's harder, it's that we need to help teachers, help children to get these nuances in a systematic way. Because, you know, we do a pretty good job as we learn to read and write, of decoding and or encoding and decoding. And it's a big, big work. And it's fortunately a work that happens fairly quickly and then becomes accumulated so that children are great writers and great readers. This memory game on page 44 is a game that was invented by some Montessori children. They had the cards and the pictures of what we call 3-part cards, and they said, could we do this differently? I said, I don't know. Show me what you mean. And they said, we want to play a memory game with them. You know the memory game? Well, look at it in the pleasure of your own time and see how all of these phonogram card exercises can be turned into memory games. And the children love them. They're great extensions. And I'm going to present what's on page 47. These 2 lower cabinets here represent the early childhood phonograms. And what's on the top is included also. This is early childhood. This is elementary, along with what's on this table right here. So it's visually distinguished for you. And I'm going to borrow a composition board. I can't really work over the boxes. I'm going to try. So I have a whole new work. I'm going to sort of move these around as I talk to you, okay? I have a whole new work for you. We are going to be able to write using this work. The child is going to say, oh, that's just an alphabet. It certainly is. We call it the advanced movable alphabet. And then the child's going to notice, oh, everything here is the same color. Now that's very different from the cutout one, isn't it? And that's an important point of interest. And elementary children will not wait for you to finish your drama. And so you need to have some level of comfort to have a conversation while you're preparing the materials. And mind you, when you do it, you're going to work in more space. Well, what else do we notice about it? Well, they look different. How do they look different? The child is not going to call that a cutout movable alphabet, but they may come close to saying, well, this is printed sort of like a book. That's exactly right, because we can deal with that. They're exactly the same. Well, what are these little things down here? And I would not begin with all the marks of punctuation in there, but we wanted to show you that they are. So I'm sort of invented what happens if a child walks by and sees that all of them are in there. We equip the box when we first start out with the question mark, then we add the period, and then we add the exclamation mark. And then there'll be some empty slots until we get to it. So we don't fill the box to its fullness like this. So does anybody have any questions or comments about what we call the advanced movable alphabets?
Why are they only in smaller case letters?
Good question. Hold that until I finish the presentation, it may take more than one presentation to answer that, but that is a natural question from a child. Why is it different? Why does it have just lowercase? And of course, the reason that's going to come out is that we use lowercase for almost all the words except when we have a sentence, and a capital letter's used at the beginning of a sentence. But that's a big detail right now. It's mostly about words. Well, I'm going to show you something about this board. What sound is this? It certainly is. It's a. I'm going to put it in our board. What is this? It's I. And I'm going to put it in our board. So as long as we see them, I can have the advantage of holding it up for you. As long as we see them separately, it's always a. This is always a, and this is always I. But there's a funny thing about our language. When we put some sounds together, it makes a whole new sound. And what I want to do is to slide these together at the same time. A whole new sound. What did I just do? I slid them together. That's my little magic that I use on this board. But language is not magic. There's a reason for everything. I've made a whole new sound. When we put a together with I, the new sound is a, and then we're going to go through a whole lot of work with the AI. But really, we only have to do this once, but I have seen the elementary children take this for many of the other phonograms just for fun. Just for fun. I'm going to do my magic. I'm going to do my magic. That's a work. I've inspired a child with a new way of thinking about the combination of letters, and it's oh so simple.